Oh my god. I actually don't use that term very much. It was that one interview. I know. I've seen this online. I've seen this online. Um, yeah. I mean, everyone in my generation does. We're just better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, fans are also clamoring for you to maybe try your hand at Dancing with the Stars. Is that something you would potentially be game to do?
Truthfully, I highly doubt it. Recall that electrifying moment, the first since Sarah Hughes in 2002, when 226.79 lit up the screen. Those digits represented something far more profound than a mere score. Even during that freezing 1 a.m. interview in the Hollow Arena, Alyssa was already mentally checking out, her gaze fixed on the exit sign. She was testing whether she could still find herself amidst the crushing expectations that haunt athletes who have endured lifetimes of scrutiny. There was an undeniable raw magnetism that radiated the moment she stepped off the rink. Her entire world shifted. She embraced the monumental change with a genuine smile rather than a look of exhaustion. Now, a globally coveted icon, she hinted that her path was never truly about the shiny hardware or the final podium. That inner peace was about to face its most brutal psychological interrogation yet. Conquering the 2026 Games was never intended to be a solitary crusade. This victory proved American talent is currently the world's most dangerous force, a powerhouse trio alongside Amber Glenn and Isabel Levito. They didn't just outclass the international competition, they brought a rare, defiant energy to the rink. A sense of carefree bliss finally healed a team that had been long haunted by the dark shadows of women's skating. We watched Mel Davis glide and shared steaming bowls of udon in the village, each skater injecting a unique soul into the ice. It went beyond her surgical technicality or the way she effortlessly dominated the entire frozen surface. It was the sound of 24 years of mounting American frustration finally shattering as a new queen seized the individual Olympic title. While the public remained fixated on the heavy golden medallion resting against her chest, in the neon-drenched corridors of the Milan Arena, she just craved the wind on her face, free from the ticking clocks. Her breath hung like ghosts in the biting mountain air as she let out a long, weary sigh. This confession broke the win-at-all-costs code of legends as she soared back across the ocean to a nation no longer just spectating. It was never a narcissistic grab for the limelight or a hollow pursuit of fame. These warriors used tactical grace and emotional grit to navigate every technical hurricane thrown their way. Amber provided the raw power for this sisterhood, a bond that fundamentally altered the landscape of the sport forever. The Ice Princess myth was buried as she became the first woman in history to capture individual Olympic gold for her country. The demands from global sponsors and a growing fan base had reached a fever pitch. They moved from a Swiss training bunker to a world title defense within a 30-day window, finally landing in San Francisco in late February. Then came that vulnerable, raw update shared on her Instagram stories on March 6th, exposing the grueling physical toll that the television cameras almost always fail to capture. Alyssa's internal compass was already steering her toward a quiet life when the inevitable question was finally asked. Most experts were betting on a total American sweep of the podium following their recent dominance. They proved that the peak of greatness doesn't have to be a desolate, lonely place for those holding the trophies. They acted as shields against the toxic digital noise as the world looked toward the Prague Championships later this month. A level of dominance unseen for generations had finally kicked the door wide open. The burning question on every skating forum was whether Alyssa could hold onto her crown or if it was hers to lose. Her homecoming was met with the kind of hysteria usually reserved for rock stars or returning war heroes across the internet. Swarmed by aggressive fans and relentless paparazzi, she issued a chillingly firm rejection of the spectacle because of the chaos. The air grew thin under the weight of constant surveillance. The more she achieved, the more people felt they owned her. I honestly don't know if I can go through that again. Alyssa vanished from the spotlight, avoiding the red carpets after a terrifying incident where she was stalked to her vehicle before the Games. The golden glow of an Olympic title has a terrifying shadow, and she finally revealed the trauma to the entire room. Posting to her 7 million followers, she pleaded, "Please stop. I am just a human being trying to find my way home." For a skater who once walked away at the peak of her fame, this was a deep, visceral, psychological wound. It proved that the more she gave, the more they took, leading her to become a fierce advocate for privacy in sports. She is a double gold winner who is desperately trying to reclaim the simple life of a normal person. She chose the quiet streets of Oakland over the limelight, finding solace with her 4 younger siblings. While her peers Amber Glenn and Isabel Levito dazzled at elite galas and walked the halls of the White House. Immersed in her demanding psychology studies, Alyssa proved she was far more than a mere skating prodigy. Her global journey began just as the names for the upcoming World Championship were formally revealed. A ripple felt from the elite gyms in Colorado Springs to the devoted circles in Tokyo, cementing her legacy as the era's supreme athlete. Every single day, as the reigning world title holder from 2025 and the ultimate Olympic royalty. America is rolling the dice on 19-year-old Sarah Everhart, signaling a massive shift in the sports landscape. Her grit wasn't born from typical post-Olympic physical setbacks, but from a fire burning brighter than any gold trophy. Now, she carries the heavy prestige of her Olympic victory into the spotlight of the O2 Arena. By every metric and calculation, she stood as the runaway pick to claim the top prize. On March 8, 2026, her public persona and private spirit finally clashed while she charmed Daniel Radcliffe on television. This laid the groundwork for a revelation that would absolutely paralyze the sport following the Winter Games, showing that her real strength is her unpredictability. The riddle haunting the rink was finally answered with theatrical flair. To everyone's shock, Alyssa's signature was noticeably absent from the roster, confirming her total exit from the upcoming world competition. This wasn't some technical error. The same club that recently grabbed a shocking bronze at 4 continents confirmed the news. Her inner circle confirms she is putting her mind first, walking away to reclaim the simple joys of being a teenager. She's dodging the post-medal circus, refusing to let the public's thirst for drama dictate her life's direction. The news left the global skating community in a state of absolute disbelief. How does a 16-year-old world victor find the courage to simply say goodbye and hang up her skates? The heavy weight of American hopes has moved to Amber Glenn, who claims she has finally found her own fulfillment. Her journey to Prague is about proving she can seize a massive worldwide championship through her own skill alone. Amber stands alone as the sole American skater capable of nailing a powerful and steady, high-flying triple axel, now chosen to fill the massive void left by an Olympic titan in Prague. Millions of eyes worldwide are fixed on this 19-year-old to see if she can carry the national banner. In Prague, that mechanical precision separates glory from despair. She's chasing gold with the intensity of icons like Julia Lipnitskaya. Her wish was simple: to inhale the fresh air of freedom and cherish her youth while it still lasts. The same rhythms that broke others before her are now testing whether she can solve the puzzle of her existence. Does the applause of strangers and the wild chaos of competition truly justify the soul-crushing pressure of being the golden standard? After a gritty 5th-place finish in Milan, she is the new leader, stripped of the scoring cushion Alyssa once provided. Deprived of their star, they must face rivals like Kaori Sakamoto, who refuse to back down from this fight. Coming back on her own terms, she'll be the main attraction for the 2026 Stars on Ice, free from scrutiny. No points, just passion. Confirming her role as the fresh, captivating icon of the American athletic landscape. Seeing a chance to snatch back the global crown that was left unattended, the blinding glare of the world's attention has reached an all-time peak. Her upcoming skate will shape the future of the American women's division, while Sarah finds her own melodic Cinderella story. The industry watches as a newcomer joins the ranks, leaving the skating community absolutely paralyzed with anticipation. Everyone is waiting, even though she has chosen to skip the high-stakes pressure cooker of the Prague Championships. But don't be fooled, Alyssa is nowhere near vanishing from the world stage just yet. She is wisely preserving her energy, making sure the fire doesn't extinguish like it did during her first run. Most vital is her wisdom to leave while she's ahead. She earned more than just 2 Italian golds. This defiant queen holds the ultimate power because she realizes her worth isn't measured by the metal clinking in her bags. This upcoming show is her heartfelt tribute to the supporters who stood by her. Looking toward the 2030 French Winter Games, she is redefining the art of endurance, abandoning the expected path to become a ballroom legend through her own design. Claiming her right to refuse a demanding world, this legendary skater prioritized her inner peace over the hunger of her fans. Alyssa remains the undisputed gold standard, even if she has not completely closed the door on future possibilities. Whether trekking solo through 25 North American cities with her disco-infused gold medal performance in an intense atmosphere, she refuses to let this multi-million-dollar victory parade compromise her artistic soul or her creative vision while on tour. Chasing points is no longer the goal. She is hunting for the electric human connection she lost during her competitive peak. Having survived years of isolation, her vibe check mantra led her to skip the 2020 Worlds, leaving her future open. Masterfully sensing the perfect moment to challenge the physical boundaries of her own body, she has embraced a well-deserved mental sabbatical to protect her longevity and spirit. Rejecting the hollow allure of reality television, her tour serves as a sincere love letter and a raw performance for fans. Regarding the 2030 Winter Games in the French Alps, she is schooling the world on how to craft a legendary career without following a pre-written corporate script. Her artistic choices stand in stark contrast to her teammates, especially as she brings her disco-inspired routine to 25 North American cities. Within a high-stakes environment, this tour is projected to be a multi-million-dollar celebration of her historic career achievements. Forget the scorecards. She is searching for that profound harmony with the crowd that music, lacked during her solitary years. Maintaining her unique vibe check philosophy became her primary mission and her greatest strength. By bypassing the 2020 World Championships, she proved she knows exactly when to rest rather than break her body. The record shows she is crafting a masterpiece that far exceeds the traditional path taken by any previous Olympic athlete. While Prague represents a necessary intermission, she remains a resilient and hungry competitor deep within her core. Her firm stance is not about nagging injuries, but a massive cultural evolution in how modern champions value their own peace over the relentless pursuit of more medals for a new generation. Striding into the O2 arena with the poise of a champion, she was the clear favorite to claim another gold. The friction between her massive global fame and her private spirit reached a breaking point on March 8, 2026, as the mystery deepened despite her mandatory appearances on national television and meetings with stars like Daniel Radcliffe, setting the stage for a bombshell. This announcement redefined the post-Olympic season, proving her true strength as the skating world's greatest riddle was finally solved with drama. A sudden silence fell over the skating community when Alyssa's name was found missing from the official event roster. This shocking development sent massive tremors through the entire figure skating world. She has officially stepped away from the spotlight, allowing a new rising star from the Atri Everest HEC Washington Figure Skating Club to stun the globe with a bronze medal at the 4 continents. She holds a completely distinct view on this transition, acting as a representative who requires no radical global strategy. She believes that choosing her mental health over immediate glory is the only way to survive the professional grind. Avoiding the typical post-Olympic burnout, she refuses to let the world tilt her life for its own fleeting entertainment. Can a world championship truly exist without Alyssa's dominant presence casting a shadow across the ice? The immense weight of American expectations now rests entirely on new shoulders for the upcoming competitive season. She is traveling to Prague to demonstrate that she can secure a major title through her own individual talent. Currently, Amber is the solitary American skater capable of landing a consistent, high-altitude triple axel, making her the primary replacement for the champion at Prague's O2 Arena. On March 8th, the conflict between her public celebrity and her private heart reached a dramatic crescendo. 2026, ending the mystery that persisted through her Today Show visits and celebrity encounters. Meeting stars like Daniel Radcliffe only served as a prelude to the most explosive news of the post-Olympic year. Her ultimate power was revealed when she finally addressed the skating world in the most theatrical way imaginable. The finality was clear when the official roster was released without Alyssa's name appearing anywhere on the list. A massive, unexpected tremor just ripped through the entire skating community. That gifted rising star from the Washington club, who recently electrified everyone with her bronze finish at 4 continents, has officially walked away from the entire competition. She sees this situation through a lens that is entirely her own. This isn't about being a representative. She is rejecting the rigid, strategic scripts of the global stage. The industry tries to exploit her for entertainment, ignoring those who truly care. What becomes of a world championship without Alyssa's magic? The heavy burden of expectation for Team USA now shifts onto different shoulders next season. She is traveling to Prague, determined to snatch a prestigious global crown purely through her own talent. Currently, Amber stands as the sole American woman consistently executing that massive high-impact triple axel, now tapped to fill the void left by an Olympic legend at Prague's O2 Arena. That friction between her worldwide stardom and her private peace peaked on March 8, 2026. The mystery deepened even as she charmed the Today Show and met famous stars like Daniel Radcliffe, setting up the most jaw-dropping reveal of this entire post-Olympic era, proving her real strength as the skating world's biggest riddle finally reached its dramatic climax. Fans gasped when Alyssa's name was nowhere to be found on the official event roster. The ice world reeled from the news. She has officially bowed out of the upcoming competition. Is greater than, music. Is greater than, and the whole world is stunned as that. Phenom from the Washington skating scene, fresh off a bronze win at 4 continents, suddenly vanishes from the heat. She holds a remarkably different outlook on this career glitch, refusing to be a typical pawn on the international stage. She is choosing to put her mental well-being first, realizing that walking away now is her most powerful move. She's dodging the post-Olympic circus, even as the industry tries to manipulate her journey for cheap public amusement. Can we even imagine a world championship without Alyssa's signature grace and fire on the ice? The pressure cooker for Team USA heading into the next season has just become infinitely more intense. She's heading for Prague to prove she can dominate a major international stage on her own merit. Right now, Amber is the only American lady consistently sticking the landing on that massive, soaring triple axel, taking over for a former Olympic gold medalist at the O2 Arena in Prague. That brewing conflict between her worldwide fame and her private spirit finally erupted on March 8, 2026. Even while performing for the Today Show cameras and meeting celebrities, the mystery persisted. Posing with stars like Daniel Radcliffe was just a prelude to the most stunning announcement of the post-Olympic year. Her real legacy is her independence. The question haunting the skating world was answered with maximum dramatic flair. People noticed immediately that Alyssa's name was nowhere to be found on the tournament list. A massive bolt of lightning just struck the very heart of the competitive skating world. That Washington standout who just wowed the globe with a bronze at 4 continents has officially withdrawn from the upcoming games. She is approaching this sudden change of plans through a lens that is entirely her own. She's no longer interested in being a mere representative on a global stage that feels increasingly artificial. Protecting her long-term mental health has become her priority, even if it means leaving the spotlight behind. She is opting out of the post-Olympic circus, refusing to let her life be tilted for public amusement. What does the ice even look like at a world championship without Alyssa's competitive fire? All the hopes and heavy expectations for Team USA next season have now been shifted onto different shoulders. She is traveling to Prague to claim a major worldwide title strictly through her own strength. Amber is currently the only American woman nailing a consistent, high-impact triple axel, making her the prime choice to replace an Olympic icon at the O2 Arena located in the heart of Prague.